Shout out to the new subscribers, but all you have to do again is go to YouTube. It's pretty simple. Um, all you have to do is go to YouTube, see my name, Michael Caratenuto, but the channel is at M is in Michael, V is in Victory, C is in Champ 005, at MVC 005 on YouTube, and subscribe, guys, because you have missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews with coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum, a wonderful athletic director who will be getting on again in the very near future. Um, so yes, it's again very awesome. Subscribe to the channel because if you've missed season 1 and season 2, yeah, you've missed both. But that's all right because we're in season 3. But you can go back and you can binge watch seasons 1 and 2, and then it might take a minute, but keep watching season 3. But then as the shows go on and you watch more, you'll be like, oh, that's how that might connect. Oh, and that's how that connects. Because again, when we have players, coaches on again, I'm not going to ask them. It's not going to be the same interview every time, or I would just record it once and just copy and paste and play it again. That would be no fun. That would be like I went to that school down south. Nonetheless, though, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You will get caught up on all of it, and but yes, you can. You can go to the YouTube channel, watch it all. You'll see again. We've talked to so many awesome alumni as well too, and you have it. You have it all. You have it all right there as I bring you around this beautiful, beautiful place called Sun Devil Nation, and bring you around it, dive into it. So yeah, it is definitely. And it's free to do, easy to subscribe. Just click subscribe, go back and catch up. Um, um, so yeah, I mean, again, just absolutely awesome what you can do, and you might as well subscribe, get caught up, because again, we cover everything. I mean, we've had phenomenal coaches on from all sports. Again, we still need to get out to women's tennis and lacrosse, and yeah, women's tennis and lacrosse. Those are the last two of the head coaches of other programs, and we've had some on multiple times. As we had Coach Winkworth on Friday, Victory Friday for soccer. So yeah. So yes, very very big. So you just got to use it. What's going to be? It's a huge weekend. here in Sun Devil Nation, in the beautiful neighborhood that we call Sun Devil Nation. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yes, thank you, Mr. Rogers, for that. But when you're in the Sun Devil neighborhood, it is always a beautiful day. Um, so, again, um, it is there's so much to wrap around because it is, like I said, a crazy. It is going to be, like I said, a crazy, crazy weekend. Um, in Sun Devil Nation. Volleyball starts Big 12 play. They're opening up Big 12 play. They're taking on Kansas and then K State this weekend. Soccer, Oklahoma State here tomorrow. Yes, get on out there, 7 p.m. Sun Devil Soccer Stadium. You need to be there. Um, um, then Friday night, little Friday night lights here at Mountain America Stadium. TCU, the very injured um, TCU, coming to town. Um, it's a blackout. As they take on at TCU, and when we look at the Big 12 standings, obviously game one a little bit different than last year in Texas, where the Devils fell to a little short to Texas State. Um, but um, the 3-1 Devils taking on TCU again. TCU had a big one last week. We'll get into it, but still, I mean, Friday night, it'll be on ESPN 620 a.m. on Fox. It is a blackout, so it'll also be on Sirius XM channel 84. 6 p.m. kickoff, guys. Not your 7 or 7:30. 6 p.m. at Mountain America Stadium. And again, get here early. Like I said, I'm not, trying to get you in trouble at work, but I'm just saying a lot of you have the opportunity. Just it's Friday, bounce out early, get here, and beat Friday rush hour traffic because it'll be insanely fun around here. But that being said, yes, you need to get on out here and watch the Devils play TCU because, yeah, it is. It is a big game, and TCU again, one of those teams that definitely could be, when the dust settles, could be in contention to play in the Big 12 championship, mind you not. Um, but they, but I mean, and again, it's one of those things where as TCU is 3-0, and they are actually ranked 24th. BYU's ranked 25th. ASU's 1-0 in the Big 12 and 3-1. And they did lose to Mississippi State on the road, which again, but somehow ASU doesn't deserve to be in the top 25 according to the AP. Absolutely pathetic. But again, control what you control. Let's go out playing and winning. And I just want to see the lame excuses as to they beat TCU this week. They should be at number 15. At least that's how big of a jump it should be. Um, but But yeah, you look at the 1-0 teams in the Big 12 so far. Iowa State, obviously, play them later. Played them in the Big 12 championship last year. Texas Tech, yeah, we'll get to them too. Houston, we'll get to them too. And ASU 1-0 along with Kansas, who again they don't play this year in the rotation, but yeah, it's again just absolutely awesome, absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, the K State, the Jayhawks, they're at 1-0 as well, Big 12 play, and then so Utah is 0-1. They got just bombed. Utah's 0-1, Baylor's 0-1, Colorado 0-1, West Virginia 0-1, and K State is 0-1. Teams that haven't played Big 12 games yet: BYU, TCU, UCF, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State, and Arizona. And a lot of you will say that team down south in Kansas State played that game. Unlike the SEC, who decides to not play those games and switch it up because our conference is so hard. We just it's ridiculous. But nonetheless, I know I'm off my soapbox. I promise. But those you'll say, hey, didn't that team down south in K State play? Yes, but it was scheduled years back, so they played it. They held to it because again, why? You already have it set up. So. And if somehow they were to meet in the Big 12 championship game, they'd be like, well, hey, we saw each other earlier. But those two making it a little long in the odds there. So, yeah. But coming up this week in the Big 12, so yes, TCU, ASU, Friday night, 6 p.m. kicks off Big 12 play this weekend. Houston actually not playing a Big 12 game. They are actually playing. They are at Oregon State. So Houston taking on the Beavers, old Pac-12 foe. Yes, I know you guys know this. Cincinnati, and that's those are both Friday, by the way. That's on ESPN at 7:30. So. Those are Friday night games. And then Saturday, the normal day, Cincinnati will be at Kansas. And that's at 9 a.m. our time, and that's on TNT. UCF is taking on K-State, also at 9 a.m. on Fox Sports 1. Baylor is at Oklahoma State, who fired Mike Gundy yesterday. That's genius. That's at 12:30 p.m. on ESPN2. And then Utah on Saturday will take on is at West Virginia. That's a 12:30 kickoff on Fox. And then, that team down south will head to Ames and take on 14th ranked Iowa State. Both teams undefeated to this point. Arizona is 3-0. Both teams undefeated. And let's see. Yeah, they're 3-0. So that's a 4 p.m. game. So that's an afternoon primetime game. Well, 7 o'clock, but still, it's a primetime game on ESPN. So that's good for the Big 12. It should be ASU, but we play Friday, so I'm just saying. And then number 25, BYU is at Colorado, 7:15 on ESPN. So it is all Big 12 on ESPN Saturday night because right after the team down south in Iowa State, BYU is at Colorado. So BYU is number 25. So yes, real quick, rankings-wise. So Ohio State stayed number 1. Miami jumped 2 spots to number 2, as they should after their win. Penn State dropped a spot, even though they didn't play at number 3. LSU dropped a spot, even though they won. LSU is 4. LSU is 4. Georgia is 5. Oregon, who destroyed Oregon State, and they're 4-0 in their last game. They're 4-0, and somehow they stay below Georgia. Don't get that, but okay. They're taking on Penn State, by the way. But yeah, Georgia is so Oregon 6, Oklahoma 7, Florida State 3-0. They dropped one spot though, but they're at 8th. Texas A&M, they are at 9, and they were up one spot from the week before. Texas dropped 2 spots. Yeah, Texas dropped 2 spots to number, they say at 10 though. Indiana jumped 8, like I told you, just absolutely ridiculous because they destroyed Illinois, who was undefeated, but this game wasn't even close. So yeah, is Indiana good? But I'm sorry, an 8-spot jump, that is ridiculous. ASU goes into Baylor, hostile territory, one of the hottest teams. They're only lost to Auburn, and ASU gets a walk-off win, but yet nope. Oh, but in the SID's poll, they are 26th. But in the AP, they're 29th. They moved up. They were 31st. Now they're 29th because, the AP won't show. But Auburn is at 26. Mississippi State, 27. South Florida, who got just blasted by Miami. Utah, who got blasted, is ahead of Arizona State. Like, this is how pathetic the AP is. I'm sorry. Like, you voters can say this and that, and I can come back out with you. I'm not saying they're the number 1 team in the nation. Did I say that, Pitchfork Lunchers? No, because I'm not saying that. In our hearts, of course, they're the number 1 team in the nation. But there's no way when you look at the top 25. Yeah, there's no way when you look at this, and well, hold on, I'll get to it in a second. But yeah, so Texas A&M's 9, Texas 10, Indiana, like I said, jumped 8 spots for beating Illinois, and they're still in the top 25. Indiana is 11. Texas Tech, highest ranked of the Big 12 teams, they are at number 12. What? I lose them. Oh yeah, they are at 12, right? And they jumped 5 spots after their win last week. Ole Miss is at number 13. They didn't move. They stayed in the same place. They're 4-0. Iowa State dropped 2 spots, even though they won. I want to say it was a close game. They I can tell you. Hold on. Because they feel it was probably Arkansas State, the last time they played. Arkansas State, they beat 24-16, right? Yeah, so it was a close game against an unranked Arkansas State. So, of course, they win, but they get to drop. So they get to drop in the Big 12 because we're not going to, have any respect. Texas Tech 12, Ole Miss 13. Iowa State wins but drops 2 spots to 14. Tennessee is at 15. They didn't move. They're 3-1. Georgia Tech, they jumped 2 spots after their win, and they're 4-0. So, and seeing a little bit of them play, it'll be interesting in the ACC for them. I will say that they'll be interesting in the ACC, I should say. Alabama, they had a bye. They dropped 3 spots, and they're at number 17. Vanderbilt is up 2 spots after they won. They're 4-0, so they're, of course, they have to be 18 because, let's see, Vanderbilt has played. This is the thing that gets me, and I'm off tangent a little bit, but Charleston Southern, powerhouse, 45-3. They beat Virginia Tech. All right, they beat Virginia Tech and handled 44-20. Then they beat South Carolina, who again, was number 11 at the time, but again, preseason rank again, not really. Crushed them 31-7. Then they played Georgia State, and they put up 70 points. So of course they have to, when they play somebody like Georgia State. And now they got Utah State. God, please win Utah State. Oh, or no, actually keep it close. Maybe Utah State only wins by a field, or Vanderbilt only wins by a field goal. That would, I want to see very interestingly what would happen there if they only win by a field goal. But yes, so Vandy is at 18, Michigan at 19, Mizzou at 20, USC won. They jumped 4 spots. They're at number 21, and they're 4-0. Yeah, they're 4-0. Notre Dame is number 22 after getting their first win over Purdue, but they're 1-2, and they actually even jumped 2 spots. Purdue's not even ranked. Like, again, I'm not a Notre Dame hater. As you guys know, but I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous. They're 1-2, and they are number 22. Illinois dropped 14 spots after getting just blasted by Indiana. So yet Illinois somehow still good enough at 3-1 to stay in the top 25. Yes, I know Indiana was ranked as well, but they dropped. And then you have TCU at 24, who's ASU is playing, and then BYU at 25. So it'll be interesting. If ASU beats them and get into TCU drops out, and according to the AP, probably stays ahead of them. And that's that. Like, I mean, come on. You've got to be kidding me. So anyway, those are the Big 12 teams. 12, 14, yeah, 12, 14, 24, and 25. Yeah, which, again, is what it is. But anyway, so that's where they're at. But nonetheless, I share. So I'm going to step aside real quick. When we get back, we are going to hear, I promised you this yesterday, but we're going to dive into volleyball because, like I said, they are headed to Kansas to take on the Jayhawks, who, again, they beat here last year in Tempe, and Kansas was up on them in the Big 12 standings. And then after leaving here, guess what? ASU, yeah, as you guys know, you know the ending. They won the Big 12. So, but we're going to hear from Colby, Neal, and Faith Frame, 2 players obviously transferred in this year, but Colby Neal, the sister of Jillian Neal, and you'll hear a little bit about that. But this is after their third 3-0 sweep from the Sun Devil Classic this past weekend. So we'll get into that. And then we'll also hear from Coach Regal out at Sun Devil football. So again, special teams, Jesus Gomez, special teams player of the week, all that good stuff. So yes, but we will step aside and have more Pitchfork Lunch coming right up for you.
Audio Jungle.
All right, we are back here on Michael. What day is it? Hump Day. Woo-woo. Yep, Wednesday's edition of Pitchfork Lunch. I am Michael Caracino at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter, as you know. Check out us live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, along with my IG, which is Michael.Caracino.5, as you guys definitely know that. And the YouTube channel, guys, watch live, but man, keep subscribing. Again, forks up to the new subscribers, but go to YouTube and you see my name, Michael Caracino, but it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe away, my friends. But yeah, volleyball right now, they are absolutely rocking, my friends, as you know. They are 9-2 overall. Their two losses to Pitt, and again, they beat last year's defending national champs in Penn State. They went down. Hockey's playing Penn State soon too, or this season, I should say. But yeah, they beat Penn State, who was number 2 at the time, and defending national champs. They lost to Pitt, who was number 3 at the time, but is listed as number 9 now. And then maybe they were number 9 then. I don't know. And then they did lose to number 2 Texas, but I mean, they have beaten, like I said, they beat Northern Iowa in 3. They beat Penn State in 4. Lost to Pitt in 3, and then beat Florida Gulf Coast in 4, Loyola Marymount in 3, and then they beat Texas State in 5, Incarnate Word in 3, lost to Texas in 3. Again, but that second set, it was 30-28 Texas. Just remember that. And then the Sun Devil Classic, again, they swept Pepperdine, GCU, and Milwaukee. So they are they went 9-0, and they are 9-2 again. 9-2 right now. 5-0 at home, 2-1 away, 2-1 neutral site. So again, winning teams, they do that, and now they will head to take on number 18 Kansas. Kansas is number 18. That is Friday night. Again, an hour before football kickoff, but it'll be on ESPNU. And yeah, so it'll be on ESPNU, and they have number 18 Kansas. And then Sunday on ESPN Plus, it is on ESPN Plus. They have K-State at noon local time here, 5 p.m. local time here as well on Friday. And the Big 12 volleyball standings right now, by the way. But yeah, looking at the looking at the standings, you look at well, Baylor and UCF have already played, but Baylor beat them. But yeah, Baylor's 1-0 in conference play. They are 6-3. But you look at BYU right now, 12-0. West Virginia, 12-0. Iowa State is 10-1. TCU is 10-2. Kansas is 9-5 right now. Again, not too bad, but again, opening up Big 12 play with ASU. ASU, as you guys, like I said, 9-2. Right now, they have won 3 in a row. But yeah, I mean, you look at the 12-0 teams, BYU and West Virginia, they've both won all 12 of their matches so far. So yes, they have 12-game winning streaks, and the Devils are just a quarter behind that. They've won 3 in a row, but nonetheless, still 9-0 or 9-2 overall. Colorado's 9-2 as well. But yeah, I mean, the team down south literally is 6-4, but nobody's below 500. Baylor is, like I said, 6-3 overall, but they've won the only Big 12 game. So conference-wise, that's why they are listed first. And then you said you get BYU and Iowa State, or BYU and West Virginia at 12-0. So, very excited. Very excited again. It's going to be a fun conference season, but yeah, the Devils, like I said, 9-2, won 3 in a row, and Kansas 9-5 overall, and they've actually lost one. But yeah, let's hear from. I promise you that. So we're going to hear from Colby, Neal, and Faith Frame. By the way, this is after they beat Milwaukee and again won their Sun Devil Classic, champs. People say, "Oh, you're just making up award trophies." No, I'm not saying that they won the Sun Devil Classic. So, but yes. So Jillian Neal and Faith Frame will be speaking, or we'll hear from them again after that match, after the weekend, and now, like I said, they get ready to hit the road to take on the Jayhawks.
What does it mean for you guys to look out and see all the younger fans and all those kids in the crowd watching baseball?
It means a lot to me. I mean, like, we both used to be those kids, so it's really cool to just see everybody being excited, and just how many more people are playing volleyball is really cool.
Yeah, I think it kind of inspires us for what we do, like the younger generation looking at us and how big volleyball is now. I think it's just really cool to see all the young girls so excited about our team and just volleyball in general. So.
Coach Neal talked about you guys need to play free discipline, error free. How are you guys, in your mind, working on that and executing playing clean volleyball?
I think it's just about being intentional with every time you touch the ball, every time you do a repetition of something. So not really going through the motions, especially in practice. At least for me, it's just like, I need to focus in on every rally, refocus every point, every time the ball goes over the net. So I think that's more what the discipline means for me.
Yeah, I think there's like a certain standard that he has for every single one of us, and I think we do a good job at keeping each other at that standard and making sure everyone has the same idea of what needs to be done to win these games. So.
For both of you, as you finish non-conference today, how do you think your schedule has helped you prepare for the Big 12?
I think it's been great to play teams who, they go to the tournament pretty much every year. It's a really cool opportunity to be able to have high-level competition all the time, like with Penn State. Even playing Pitt, like, while we didn't play our best, we learned a lot, and I thought that really helped us going forward. So I would say it's definitely a blessing.
Yeah, I think it's huge to play in those big games in non-conference, just to get a feel for what it's going to feel like in not only conference but tournament if we make it there. So I think just being ready for those Big Ten games is important, and it's a good thing to do in non-conference before it's.
And I know Coach always obviously emphasizes your serving in practice. He's talked about it, but it just seems like from the start of the season, till now, how do you guys feel that it's coming along? Because it seems like there's almost like a inter-squad competition every time somebody's going back to serve.
Yeah, serving is a funny story for me. I haven't served really since I was in high school. It's just been kind of it's not, you don't have to focus on that. But JJ told me, he said, I will make a server of you yet. So he had me back all the way up as far back as I can go and just go for it, which has been really helpful.
Yeah, she's been great.
But yeah, so it's been fun, and I've been really excited to just be able to work on that part of my game for sure.
Yeah, JJ's huge on serving. Every practice, it's like the competition. He's like, whoever's going to serve the best this week is going to be on the court. So it's huge for him. And if you want to see the court, serving's where you're going to get on. So.
What does it mean to get to play with your sister here at Arizona State?
I mean, it means everything. Like, when I went into the portal, I had it in the back of my mind. I was like, I'm gonna keep my options open, but in reality, I knew what I wanted to do because her and I have been really close, like since we were kids, and my brother too. But there's just nothing like being with your sister. So she obviously had a lot of great things to say about like the team, the girls, the coaches, just everything, and that helped as well. So I just felt really confident in my decision to come here, and it's been so fun because we live together. So we're spending so much time with one another, which is really cool. Since like we haven't been able to do that since we like before I moved out to like going to college initially. So it's been like the best experience ever.
You mentioned the defense today. You guys were able to enable 7%. Throughout the weekend, you guys had a good point as well. Do you think the physicality up front with being blocks and just being so big and tall there kind of sets the tone for you guys defensively?
I think definitely we're a super physical team. Like blocking, especially blocking next to Noemi, I'm like we got this. Like she's so solid, and Jillian too is a huge block. So it's really fun when I get to be up there with both of them, and we get to just take up a ton of space. I feel really confident like making moves outside my body, and I don't know. I feel like for you sometimes you're like, oh, it's like I don't even have to touch it.
No, it's been really fun this year playing defense behind this block. It's just very like you know exactly where they're going to be, so it's easy to read behind them, and that makes it easier for me to dig balls. So I just think that they're super disciplined up there, and it helps a lot in defense.
Yeah, it also helps all of us blockers to know that Faith is back there. Because even if I'm like, oh, like I gave her a little too much, you get it up, I'm like, okay, perfect. She's got it. So I think we both give each other a lot of confidence, which is good.
You mentioned a lot of good swings today as well. This physicality sometimes people just you guys have fought under that physically. How do you kind of view the ball coming to the shooting ball, the trajectories, and changing the block and like the block and how it's really kind of looking at the ball?
Yeah, I'm seeing where my block's set up most of the time, and then making sure I'm stopped on defense is huge and ready to move. Certain defenses are like out of system. I'm making sure I'm in the right spot, and just being stopped so I can move forward or side to side is huge. So.
To kind of piggyback off that too, defensively, I mean, I know I asked Coach last night, but like when you get into longer rallies, I know one last night lasted maybe almost like 30 seconds with Grand Canyon, but like even today, like when you're winning those points, how like, I know, you know, short-term memory in sport, but how frustrated can you feel like a Milwaukee getting, because it's like they made some plays and you make a dig or you tip something up at the net. Just how do you feel that defenses, I mean, contributed to that and just frustrated other teams so far?
Yeah, I think that's a huge momentum too. When you're winning those points, it's like, okay, we really got this. Like it's after being tired, you're all coming together, and it's like, whew, that was a long rally, but like keep fighting, keep winning those big points, and I think that's just a big momentum boost. So.
Faith, talk about kind of coming over from Cincinnati. How's it been your process from transferring to getting here and just being here?
It's been a really good process. It's super easy with people here. The girls have made it super easy, and there's a lot of transfers obviously, so a lot of new faces, and we've all kind of had to adapt to a brand new team, and the girls that were here did a great job of bringing us in and being like, hey, this is the team now, and I think the coaches also, I just really respect them for having such a high standard. It's made practices difficult, but it's made me better, and so I think coming here and just seeing how hard JJ pushes his girls is something I really wanted to be a part of, and it's been awesome. So.
You mentioned Colby has come back this weekend, obviously. How was that process been considering obviously she hasn't been able to play on today, but the last few days it's kind of moving back to she games and how's the team setting up for when she comes back?
Yeah, she's a huge energy and just brings this like fire to the team. So having her back has been huge, and as you can see in her play, she just has an energy to her, and she's not going to lose. So it's been great.
Yeah, I mean, basically the same thing. She's a huge source of energy for all of us. She is a great communicator on the floor. She always has the right things to say, and it makes me feel very confident in myself. And I know she helps others feel their best as well. So it's been really good to have her back out there for not just her play, but like who she is and how smart she is and how well she sees the game.
And do you think she adds more to it? She had enough in terms of variety where you have she's almost like an athlete, super athletic off the side, and then you feel like straight down. Like some of those skills are just right down. Do you think that adds a good variety to the output that you can expect on which side of the ball to go to, what you expect from your defense?
Yeah, I mean, I love when she gets those really insane kills because it takes attention away from me, so it opens me up. But I think because we have great pins, so having just like attackers that are super physical everywhere, especially Noemi on the right side, is super helpful for the game overall because anybody can be like lethal, which is perfect. It's exactly what we want.
Any other questions?
And there you go. Colby, Neal, Faith Frame, out of the libero, talking about. But like, yeah, it's serving part of the game. And again, apologies because somebody felt they needed to whisper their last question. Their last question. So yeah, it's but yeah, I mean, you look at the stats right now. It is in the Big 12. I mean, it's early, but ASU with 419 kills. Which, I mean, insanely has them at 11th in kills. Kansas leads the Big 12 so far. And again, this is just through non conference play, but Kansas has 644, Texas Tech has 620. TCU is 531, Cincinnati's at 527, and then you have Houston at 473, the team down south at 465, West Virginia at 457, UCF at 446, BYU just right below them at 445, Iowa State at 429, and then the Devils at 419. They have Baylor, Colorado, Utah, and K-State has 299 kills on the season. Again, been a tough season for them, but um, so yeah, I mean that's but when we look at individual leaders, by the way, let's see the Devils hitting percentage. Again, I'm surprised that Noemi's not up there. Uh, so yeah, hitting percentage. Let's see kills. Wow. Well, and again, missing those few matches did not put her in the top 10. Service aces, by the way. West Virginia has got 2 on the list. Assists. Blocks wise, assists wise. But yeah, aces. Well, Faith Frame has 129 digs, so she is 10th right now in the Big 12. But as a team, the way they're playing defense, we talked about it, guys. You gotta. Well, if you're in Kansas this weekend, you go check them out. I definitely suggest it. I definitely suggest going to check them out. Um, yeah, if you can, definitely go check them out because it is more than worth it. So yeah, I mean it's you'll love volleyball when you get out there. That's all I'm going to say. But speaking of getting out there, you got to get out there for soccer tomorrow night. Don't forget about that. But yeah, I mean to wrap up volleyball, like I said, it's a team that 9-2. And yes, has had a little bit of the injury bug. I mean, it's been tough moving around. And Jillian Neal, prime example. I mean, Colby Neal talked about that there with Faith Frame after that Milwaukee win. But when you look at it, I mean, she hadn't. Coach Van Neal had mentioned it too. Had played the sound on here, like she, oh, okay, well, we'll put her, on the right side, put her out at the pin. Like she hadn't played that, and just like as a freshman when she became a serving specialist and subbed in and attacked her serves and was dropping aces left and right, like, which it was awesome because she did ace. I think she had an ace to end the match. One of the matches was it against ECU, Milwaukee? It wasn't Pepperdine, but either way, but like Jillian Neal moving around and then losing Gardner. But I mean, for Bailey Miller again, of course, to step up, like that is that in and of itself, like, and she the other outside, but yeah, I mean the middle's like coaches constantly had to roll out different lineups. Like you get what I'm saying, and they're still 9-2 and starting Big 12 play, which again, absolutely awesome. So, let's see, and then for soccer, who has not lost, yes, they have one draw on their schedule, and that it was at Texas, who they tied 1-1. But they are 8-0-1. Have not lost. Just beat number 10 BYU in the standings. They're number 10 in the rankings, pardon me. But 1-0, and I mean, you look at it. It is for BYU, again, to beat BYU, control the match. Yes, it was back and forth, but again, never really being, out of the match, never playing from behind. I mean, they played, it was 1-0, then 2-0, then 2-1. And I mean, BYU didn't score until late in the 85th minute of play, guys. So, yeah, that, well, TCU now jumped to number 10. BYU is down to 16. And then in that one poll, ASU still. This is the United Soccer Coaches Women's top 25. ASU still not receiving any votes after being 8-0-1, playing some good teams, beating good teams, beating the 10th ranked team, and they can't even get a sniff of receiving votes. Yeah. So, but yeah, you look at the women's top 10, right? Well, yeah. So yeah, like again, control you control, right? But they are ranked in um they hit the rankings in um in top drawer in TDS, they're number 17. So yes, that, my friends, um, yeah, they have Notre Dame. No surprise there. At number 1, Virginia at 2, Tennessee at 3, UCLA. Yeah, still balling out on the pitch. They're at 4, Stanford as well. They're at 5. Florida State's at 6. Duke is at 7. TCU, Big 12 is at 8. Kansas, another Big 12 is at 9. Iowa's at 10. North Carolina 11. Arkansas at 12. Memphis at 13. Louisville at 14, Mississippi State at 15, and then Vandy at 16, and then you have the Devils at 17, Penn State's at 18, BYU, another who they beat, they are at number 19 now. St. Mary's is at 20, South Carolina at 21, Wake Forest at 22, Illinois at 23, Wisconsin at 24, and Georgetown, the Hoyas, are number 25 in the top drawer soccer rankings. So, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, somebody's noticing, and yeah, you keep winning. And again, with who's above them, I mean, you have, like I said, TCU, Kansas, and yeah, TCU and Kansas conference-wise above them. So, hey, see how you do when you get there. But yeah, so that is that. But on that note, we are going to get out of here. So yeah, everybody have a most phenomenal rest of your Mike days at Hump Day. Woo woo! That's for you, Mama. Have a nice, phenomenal rest of your Wednesday. We'll hear from Coach Regal tomorrow, and we'll also hear from Coach Arroyo, offensive coordinator for the Devils, as you know. But we'll hear from Coach Regal and Coach Arroyo tomorrow. And yeah, it'll be quite the fun day. We'll obviously preview more of soccer, as like I said, Oklahoma State comes in here. I'll let you know what to look for in Oklahoma State, all that good stuff. So nonetheless, have a phenomenal rest of your Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel. And yes, you guys know it. It is hashtag our state. Thank you to reigning Big 12 champs women's volleyball for making sure I knew that, because they shared it on here, and we will always stick with that. And yes, you know it. Go Devils. Again, football, soccer, volleyball, all rocking. We'll hit it more tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Go Devils. And as always, you guys know it. Forks out.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Two play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pull. Touchdown. Red flag.
Third down and 5. Levitt swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure. Shut this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon comes in. Welcome to 2025. Today. Just one the other way. It's still going back. That's the drag. Walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.